Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's stream. I said hello pretty much to everyone except for, let's see, Abiomar, hello to you. And Merit, hello as well. Mark Goudevi. Luke, hello to you as well. Welcome. Welcome to today's stream. The last one before my retirement flight. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm not flying real time, obviously. Otherwise, it's going to be very dark. Yeah, you like the livery? I do too. Find that quite interesting. Driver 101, hello to you. Right, we are in the PMDG 777-300 ER today, as you can see. And we're trying again the Boris Audioworks sounds. So we've got the GE engines. And... so here the 300 ER, apparently there's also a slight difference to the 200 ER sounds, Boris told me, so that should be great. And Luke, hello to you as well, sorry for the late call. Luke, how are you doing? A nice, thank you so much for the 65 months. Thank you very much. Kimmy, hello. Fishburne, hello. I am on, let's see, let me just jump into the flight deck quickly. Hang on, I can show you in the sim time as well, right? So let me, I'm on 22:43 UTC. No, I'm not, hang on. That shouldn't be the case. Oh, that's weird. So, hang on. So it's actually, when you are, I didn't know that. So when you are in the, kind of the outside check mode, it stops the time. How weird. So the time is not running along. Tuksu, hello to you. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, last stream as a real pilot. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Weird to say it that way. Hey, Fly Birdie. Yeah, weird, I have to say. Yeah, I had a great flight yesterday. So I was actually on duty yesterday, flying to Munich and back again. Beautiful flight, beautiful weather, really enjoyable. And yeah, so yesterday the landing was good. So I'm optimistic that my last landing will also will work. Well, it looks like for some reason it's not giving me a Cathay or something. I don't know why it's showing an Embraer. Kind of weird, isn't it? Model matching is a bit off. All right. Anyways. Oh, hang on. No, this way. Oh, disregard. You this way. Ah, hang on. Look at that. No, disregard. Other side. Yeah. Well, magic. Look, it's actually a Cathay Pacific. Excellent. Hey, Kerry. How are you doing? Right. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's quickly jump into the flight deck. And let's oh yeah, one more thing, guys. You know that I had, well, people telling me, well, I was complaining about the environmental sounds in the flight deck last stream. Yeah, Matthias, yeah, I think so too. So the weird thing was, Boris contacted me and said that somehow my sounds are off. So I did not have the proper sounds. And I said, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because I just installed it over Orbix, and I set everything according to, you know, Microsoft Flight Sim. And then, yeah, we found out there's one more setting, guys. And for all those that have a weird, kind of a weird or very loud cockpit environment, you need to go to your sound properties. So system sound properties, and so the speakers with which you actually hear the sounds. And I had, yeah, exactly, Brad Funny. Yeah, I had spatial sounds on for whatever reason. I never kind of consciously, right, switched those on. I have, you know, I wouldn't even know why I would have spatial sound on, right? But that really made a difference in the sounds. So make sure you have audio enhancements off and also spatial sounds off. Well, the sounds were okay. The sounds were okay, but it's just in the flight deck. I had a feeling that the sounds were just, you know, the ventilation sounds were just too loud, drowning out the engine sounds.
A gift from me to you.
Oh
Enjoy
my
the
God,
gifted sub.
Mark, what are you doing? Mark, what happened? Why are you gifting 24 subs? Good God. Oh, Mark, my dear friend, thank you so much. Now, Mark, you got to pull yourself together, Mark. All right, don't get emotional. Look at the scores. Hang on. Let me see. Look at the scores. Hold on. So now, Budel 428.
Now that's how pros do it.
Hang on. I'm lost. What do you mean with the look at the scores? Hang on. What scores? What scores? So, guys, a huge thank you to our big friend Melindley, Mark, who gifted 24 subs now. All of those that just got gifted, please say a huge thank you to him. So I'm missing something. So what do you mean? Hang on. Look at the scores. Which scores? Oh, it didn't update. 400. Yeah, incredible. Yeah, so Mark, again, a huge thank you. I know, you know, you've been a huge supporter, not only financially, obviously, but also, you know, as a moderator and as a friend. So big thank you again, Mark. And Mark, weirdly enough, I was like, you know, expecting you just to wander in. So I wasn't quite sure if you didn't change your mind and just, you know, hop along for the flight. So yeah, so Mark asked me if he could have my real world EFB, and I'm afraid not. No, I have to give it back. That's true, Mark. Yeah, that is true. Alrighty, guys. Let me once again say a big thank you to everyone, and then let's get the aircraft powered up. Now, first of all, get to the battery, and then I have to see if I got the sounds loud enough. So I'm gonna go really listen closely to the sounds now, because I do want to check if we have the proper sounds now. Let's get the ground power request connecting. Hey, Organ, heard you as well. Okay, you'll be with us in a second, right? Yeah, guys. Okay, so we are flying to Hong Kong, Kai Tak, obviously. And oh, raid. Hang on, who's raiding? Nige. Hello, Nige. How you doing? Thanks for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We are in Xiamen and China, and we're flying to Hong Kong, Kai Tak, and yeah, so big shout out, guys. If you don't know Nige B, make sure check out his channel. Good evening. Thank you much, Mark, for the shout out. Oh, Mark, do you know how to quickly deactivate the time penalty? All right, 5 minutes before people can post something. I honestly don't know how that works. I need to read the manual for some. Nige, how are you? What are you up to today? It is complex, right? Yeah, so Xiamen, we've not been much in China, have we? I mean, we've been to Shanghai, and I think we've been to Beijing, but you know, there's a lot of big cities in China, and so and there's obviously a lot of scenery as well available. Should we hang on? Hey, Avenger, how are you doing? Chat. Let's have a look. Let's check. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. There we go. So now, yeah, we changed the just for follow. Now people should be able to post. There we go. Hey, Iwa, nice to see you too. You did a GA Kodiak in Brazil. Nice. kind of bush flying. Hey, Josh. Nice. Yeah, and again, we are in Marcus 2024, currently on good FPS. And I think, if I'm not completely mistaken, let me just check something really quickly. Yeah, so we're not using frame generation. We're just using TAA mode. All right, 4K. And one thing we didn't notice, though... Hey, Svenja, nice to see you too. Wie geht's dir? We found out with the A340 that the FPS got worse over time. So there is, in the SU4 beta, there is still a little bug. I'm not sure if it's due to the Microsoft flight sim or it's the Inibuilt app or add-on that is leaking something. And then over time, FPS get worse and worse. I'm going to have a look at it today in the PMDG, see if FPS remain nice and solid. But it should do. Alrighty. So one thing you should notice already is that the ventilation sounds are quieter. They're not so dominant now. So that should be better. Right, let's have a quick look here. Let's do the normal setup. So emergency lights, window heat, hydraulics remain off, seatbelts on, lights off. We have the nav light on. That panel is normal, so fuel pumps remain off for now. We've got the recirculation fans, gas trim air on, pack switches on, valves open for the bleeds. And yeah, so we don't touch any of that really. Hey Aviamar, how are you? Yeah, so go ahead with the question. Right, parking brake goes on. And already let me switch on that panel here. And as we've learned, there is... this is a headset mode. No, we're not going to use that. And then we've got the cabin sounds as well. But apparently, and I've only noticed the cabin sounds, so the passenger sounds, to be available in the Rolls-Royce version. So I've not noticed that in the GEs or the Pratt & Whitneys. Cool. FMC, we got good database. And so what we're going to do is go ahead here. I'm going to go back to
new subscribers, please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hang on.
Nijeba Dansage Night 1 Flam Nijeba Dancer.
There you go very much. That's so nice. Thank you so much for 17 months. Once again, big shout out to you. Yeah, Nige. Oh man, I mean, I had to confess the other day. So here's the problem. I had to confess that I've actually ordered something new. And the thing is, tomorrow, apparently my WinWing A320 throttle flap, you know, the speed brake thingy. What's it called? It has a special name. Yeah, that's going to be arriving tomorrow. So well, she's going to be here. The quadrant, is it quadrant? Yeah, I mean, she's going to be here tomorrow, so she'll notice FedEx ring the doorbell. Oh, okay. So for the cockpit door needs to be open. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, my wife is excited about flying along to Cape Town with me. You see, so you know, happy days right now. You see, I got lucky. All right. So we enter the position here, and we've got the routing loaded. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to route. I'm going to go route request here. Let's request this route here. Yeah, Todd, exactly. 1-3 landing. The wind. So if we take the METAR from the new Hong Kong airport, you will see that it's, I think it's like 5 knots of wind. So yeah, 5 knots of wind, you see. So we can do I mean 1-3, if it's from 080 degrees, 1-3 is definitely the correct runway anyway, right? So yeah, exactly, Ghost. Yeah, once again guys, if you if you want to have the charts, Iveo made some very nice charts, a PDF file. Here it is, the link to that. Because Navigraph does not have the charts to my knowledge. It has, the weird thing is, it has the database for it, right? So you can get the nav data here in the FMS, but you don't get those charts, right? So these charts, right? But Iveo made a nice file explaining the instrument arrivals, the star, departures, arrivals, etc., and then also the final approach. There we go. So that's the approach here, the IGS 13. Right. So that'll give you everything you need to do the approach. Hey Nate, how are you doing? Nice to see you, Nate. Greetings to you. Yeah. So today the sounds should be a lot better. Right, I'm just going to quickly set fuel. Set to payload from SimBrief, and then select the route as well. Just upload that. Yeah, not to be used for real life flights. Yeah, a bad idea these days. Oh. Yeah, it's not too bad, Ghost. Bing bong. This is one thing, guys, if there's anything I want to complain about with the 787, or probably the 777 as well, is this sound, that ding-dong sound, is for everything in the flight deck. So it doesn't matter if ATC gives you a route uplink, or if ATC gives you a clearance, or if ATIS comes, or if the cabin calls, you know, cabin ready, whatever. It's always the same chime. There's just one chime for everything. I know, if you pay $250 million for an aircraft, I mean... Oh yeah, and the second complaint obviously is this old this sunshade tech. That's ridiculous. I honestly stupid. Yeah, I know, Avenger, right? It just doesn't make sense. Anyways, not here to complain. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, the car has better shot in sunshades, right? Hey Sapphire, how are you doing? Good, so we've done that. So before I do the wind uplink, let me just go ahead with the departure. So we have, and this is the best feature ever. I love the fact that I can get the EFB showing here. Brilliant, just brilliant. I love that. So we've got runway 05 in use as well. Should have a bit northerly winds, so the departure route will be the Nuspa 9 Zulu departure. RNF departure execute. Then next page we have Whiskey 597 Ikata. Then the Alpha 470 Magok. Yeah, so it's all the way, several waypoints down to Magok, and then it's going to be in the arrival. And here we are actually already on the arrival for Kai Tak. And let me have a look if I can have a look here. There we go. So here's the Magok fix, right? And then what I'm going to do is just go Magok Alpha to Chow.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch
Hey
channel
Gaby,
subscriber experience.
how are you doing? Nice to see you.
Could new subscribers
And
please
Captain
make
Chaos,
their way
hello.
to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium
Audio
flight
pops.
entertainment
Anybody
will
else
be served.
noticing audio
Thank
pops? It should be the case.
Hey BB and chat, how are you today? Smile.
I'm doing well, thank you so much, Tremonia. Nice to see you, and thank you, Tremonia. 56. How are you doing, Tremonia? Okay, so okay. So let me have a look. Let me have a look. If I dial down my it's a microphone, but I don't know why. So when I speak, so maybe when it's overpowering a bit. I'm making sure it's not overpowering the limits, but all right. Maybe the mic is overamped. Let me have a look. So now let me have a look. The problem is now, guys, you have to tell me if the microphone is still loud enough. Otherwise, it's still there. And it wasn't there last time. Yeah, just checking the connections again. When I talk, yeah, I just checked the connections, and I didn't change anything in the layout from the mic, so I don't know why it would pop now today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do here. Hey, Rade. Yeah, okay, thanks for the feedback. It's just some people, I guess some people are listening over the, maybe over headset or something. Yeah, the problem, I do have a gain setting, yes, but the thing is this, guys, if I change the gain on the equalizer, so the hardware equalizer, then the overall mic boosting will go down. So then, you know, there's a maximum I could do over Windows. How I can boost that. Okay. Guys, if it's not too bad, if you think you can, you know, you can overlook this this issue a little bit, then I'd be happy because I mean, I can try some other hardware for the next live stream, and then we'll see if we get that fixed. Okay, Tremonia. Okay, once again, Tremonia. So thanks so much. You're fine, and nice. You had a nice speed bump, speed boost to the internet. And you're gonna update the hardware as well. Nice, GG's. Okay, Avenger, thanks for feedback. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Right. So we were entering the arrival. So if you go to departure arrival here, index arrivals. Like I said, we do have the nav database for that. Yeah, Papa Charlie, my CPU load is fine. So that's not the problem. The problem is the hardware today, it seems. So let me just have a look here. No, I had something else connected. So I'm trying to disconnect stuff that I'm not needing. No, Avenger. Everything's same. So no changes from a last stream. So who knows? Maybe. Okay. All right, guys. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me try one more thing. Okay. Hang on. Right, so I changed, well, I reconnected the plugs, so I don't know. Yeah, it could be some static charge somewhere in the system, I don't know. Okay, guys. Alrighty, let's just continue. So we're going to fly the IGS-13, and that's going to be via the Maggot 13 arrival. And the transition, we just saw the chart here. Transition. Oh, there we go. Transition. Let's have a look. Probably don't need a transition, do we? Let me just check. So we have that. Yeah, alpha. And then yeah, there we go. So then we're going to go fly the arrival and then the IGS approach. All right. So that is now closed, and so I'm going to just leave that in as it is. Yeah, that looks good. So then a last thing here, last couple things to do is the zero fuel weight, and then also what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go and get my wind data in. It's one of those things with PCs, right? You don't touch anything, don't change anything, and for some reason, maybe somewhere there was an update today with Windows or something, and then yeah, bam, it just breaks something. You never know. I mean, it could be that if I restart the whole PC, that it'll be better, but again, that would just delay the whole departure. Kai-Tak doesn't exist in X-Plane. Oh, you mean like the standard well, but I mean that was spatial sound. That was just for listening, to be honest. That was not for the microphone. So if let me just check the microphone.
Welcome
here.
Aboard the Captain Black Box
Oh, hang on.
Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers
Hang
please
on.
make your way to the first
Why
class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks,
is
and
that?
premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
No, I'm not sure if that's yeah, audio enhancement's off. But that should be standard. Right. Yeah, anyways, I'll check, guys. I'll check and make sure next time sounds are good. And a big thank you to Ted. Hello to you, Ted. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Greetings. Yeah, I know. All right. Hey, Ali. How are you doing? There was another question, guys. So I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the fact that, we've got literally, feet as altitude indication or altitude measurement worldwide. Even Russia has adapted to it, but China is still using the meters metric system. So there are conversion tables available, okay, and so for example, here's a list. So the IFA flight levels regarding 0 to 179 degrees, and then 180 degrees to 359 degrees, and RVSM begins in level 2901. And today we are going to fly 10,400 meters, it seems. That's what SimBrief is telling us to fly. And so if I look at the table here, 10,400 meters is here. So that's level 341. Okay, so since we can't enter the meters in here, we can only display meters. There's a button. Let me just check. Where's the button here? There, meters. Right. So we can get a meter indication on the PFD. Right. But for the FMS, we're going to have to enter 341. So 34,100 feet. Yeah. Good. So we've done that. Now one more thing to do is I want to get the forecast winds in here as well for the descent. And later for the descent it says we have transition in 11,000 feet. Now for that probably we would have to look at the Hong Kong, the new airport. Let me just check real quickly. So for those, it says the transition is in 9,000 altitude, so level 100, level 110 is fine. We can leave that in here. Okay, organ, yeah. Don't worry. Take your time. Good. So now that's done. We're going to look at the reserve fuel. 5.1 ton. The alternate is the new airport, Victor Hotel, so new Hong Kong airport. And so for that we need 5.1. I did plan a little bit extra because of course the approach there is somewhat complicated, so a go around is always on the cards, right? So I've got 20 minutes extra, so we should do be able to do a second approach there. Hey 777 driver, how are you doing? Cool. Cost next should be 50. Right. Departure. We do have a ANF SID. So if I take SID, then that NUSPA 9 Zulu. So we can see it's via waypoints. So Alpha Mike 301, 1320 above, right turn 206, 200 knots maximum, 2960 feet above, 106 is 5910 feet above. Then we have 302 at NUSPA. There is no initial climb clearance. Transition is 9,850 feet. And yeah, so here you can also have your conversion tables for the lower altitudes. So whenever you are below the transition altitude or transition level, so you are on QNH, then you have your meter indication here. So the clearance would be initial climb 3,000 meters, for example, right? Or let's say 2,700 meters. So we'll do that. So so that will be an equivalent of 8,860 feet. Oops, so I am going to go and put in 8,900 feet here. So let's check again. Oops. Yeah, 8,900. That's closest to 2,700 meters, right? Hey, Bilbos. Oh, nice. I had the pleasure of seeing the 747 in Sao Paulo last week. Epic, nice, yes. I saw it yesterday, parked next to my aircraft. Yeah, I have some cool footage from yesterday, which I'll show next week on Wednesday on the member subscribers stream. Tom, what add-on do you use for the Johannesburg to Cape Town? Good question. So Cape Town, I know I got Cape Town through Unibuilds. And I think also I may have also gotten Johannesburg. Maybe someone knows what scenery I was using last week. Eventually you had two 747s fly within 10 minutes today. Nice. Yes. I love the fact that the 747, even since it's been flying for such a long time, it still does turn heads, right? So that's always great to see. And let's see. So we got that and the airport chart. Let's do this chart here. So we are parked there, and 056 is the initial runway track there. Cool. Excellent. So I'm going to put the flight directors on here as well. The rest looks good. We have TA only later, but transponder should still be off actually. So then there's no control here, so we're going to squawk 2000. And that's pretty much it. Right, that means, assuming that we have the latest load sheet now, or latest weights. Let's have a quick look. Performance tool, actually weight and balance. So we have the takeoff weight 222.8. Zero fuel weight is 207.5, correct? It's quite heavy, isn't it? yeah. Of course, the noise does draw attention. Absolutely, I agree. Good. So that's all done. So 222.8. So that means we go to performance tool. Let's import that from the aircraft. Takeoff weight, the CG. Let's import the weather, variable 2 knots, 27 degrees and 1014. Let me just change that here. 1014 is set. Alright, we're going to take full length obviously, and then we'll calculate that. So we have a flap 5 takeoff, we have TO2, and assumed temperature of 45 degrees. Trim is 4.75. And we got 46, 50, 56. So let me just enter the CG here, 29, flaps 5. And a bit different speeds here. So 146, 150, and then 156 as well. Oh, hang on, disregard. Didn't enter that tier 2 first of all, and then 45, and then it'll add up, of course. There we go. So, yeah, now it adds up. Fantastic. Cool. Okay, Organ, sorry to hear that. Yeah. Okay. Apologies. Hey, Jan. Good. That means we are ready for a briefing. And so we're today in a 777 300 ER. No technical issues. Status is clean as well. And yeah, as briefed, taxi out is going to be via facing south west, and then taxi via Alpha, holding point Alpha 1, full length. Departure is the Nuspa 9 Zulu. We just said that we're going to climb up to 8,900 feet, 2,007 meters respective, and then climb en route. Sector altitude is about 4,000 feet. So this higher terrain, 6,900, 6,000 to the north, but here generally 4,000 and later 5,000 to Nuspa. Nothing too major. Good, and otherwise fuel, like I said, we got 20 with extra fuel, enough to allow us to do a second approach in Kai Tak. And I'm using the standard Microsoft 2024 Kai Tak scenery, so I don't have any other scenery. But apparently that scenery is good anyway, so no need for payware. Good. Special threats? Not really. I mean, it's a big aircraft. But we'll see how it goes. Now, especially interested to hear the sounds. Oh, there's an enhancement. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I did not know that. It's alright. I checked the scenery. It's fine. I mean... No worries. Alright, let's check the oxygen one more time. The rest looks good. Let's read the pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight oxygen test 100% flight instrument. We've got heading 148. Altimeter 1014 at 60 feet. Checked. And parker brake. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that not registering as being set? Hold on. Setup. Options. No, let's do aircraft. Is it options? Simulation? Let me just check. Yeah, but I was able to set the brakes, Sapphire. I was able to set the brakes. Yeah. Oh, hang on. But that's so misleading. You see this? Well, so Dayan, the thing is this, right? So normally when you have to tick that, it just show a grey box, but it's not. It's not showing a grey box. So that's why you can't. It's self-sensed, right? Closed loop. So it has to sense the parking brake being set. There's one setting. Let's do realistic. Let me check that if that works. There we go. So that works. Yeah, thanks, Ghost. Yeah. Alright, so that's the pre-flight checklist complete. Good. Let me check the doors. Make sure everything's closed. Yeah, all doors are closed. And then let me arm the doors. Actually, let me... Oh, hang on. Let me start the APU really quickly. See the door coming up here? Look, here's the APU inlet door. Now it's open. Oh. Nice. Yeah, I love the heat blur, and I also like the way the heat blur gets more focused as the APU spins up, which is great. Nice. Good. APU. Just waiting for the APU available. There is APU running. So let's switch the external power off. So you can remove the chocks. Removes the ground power as well. Fantastic. And then we go door management. I'm going to arm all the doors. Now we can hear the air conditioning working. Alright, so then we'll do the before start items. I've got LNAV VNAV. I'm going to set the trim in a minute once we get the hydraulics working. Going to put the fuel pumps on. Nothing in the center tanks. Beacon is going on. TCAS. And let's read the... That was 4.75. How do you move the lower DU to replace the nav display? I would able to show you in the 787. Let's have a look here. Alternate control. There's something here. Oh, yeah, and the 777 there's something here, wasn't it? So left inboard. There we go. So you could do it that way. So left inboard. Yeah. Alright, so now let's have a look. How do I get rid of it again? Enough. There we go. Yeah, enough. Excellent. Thanks. Cool. Right. Got that back again. And let's read the checklist. Thank you much. Before start checklist. Flight deck door. Let's close it and lock it. Close the locked MCP. We have V2156 heading 056, altitude 8,900 feet. Takeoff speed V1146, VR150, V2156. CD pre-flight completed. Trim is 4.75 units 00. Taxi takeoff briefing completed. Before start checklist complete. Let's get pushback. Hey Dreamliner, how are you doing? Nice to see you. How is life? Just checking that we have the correct viewpoints. Now for the first start, I'm going to go in the outside view. Make sure we have this view here to listen to the engine sounds.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Hang on, what do you mean? Are you pushing as well, or what? Wow, it's going to be really... I would have to do a really, really short pushback, to be honest. Dennis, no worries. Okay.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I'll expedite Ghost. Although, Ghost, I could pull forward. I mean... Although we're not an X-plane, are we? I keep forgetting what buttons I have to press to do several pushback points on GSX. Lifting up. Fantastic. Let's do a quick edit here. Let's see. Lol, now it says cursor fast, cursor slow. Lol.
Exiting from editing mode. Please
Release parking brakes. Commencing
Brakes
push.
released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Thank you. Right, GE means only one engine at a time. So let's start. Oh, actually, let me get my viewpoint correct again. Hold on. Here we go. Let's start right engine. Whoa, nice. Goosebumps. Hey, Lido and Voyager. Alright. Good engine start. Let's start left engine. And let's have a look here in the cabin now.
Set parking brakes.
Brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Love it. Yesterday, while I was waiting for my flight home in Frankfurt, there was a 777 starting up just outside of the terminal. And you could hear those sounds through the terminal. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Love it. Right, let's go.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
So Ghost says it was quite close. Wow, come on. We still have got a couple meters. Nah, it's alright. It's not too bad. Good, let's do the before taxi items flaps 5. So APU goes off. The rest remains as is here. Gonna do a recall check. TCAS off is fine. Flaps coming 5. And then once the pushback truck is disconnected, fantastic. I'm going to start doing the
Tow truck disconnected.
flight controls.
Left is clear.
Oh, let's listen to the flaps. Also nice. Right, let's check the ailerons and the rudder. Now waiting for the all clear signal. There is all clear. B4 taxi checklist. Anti-ice off, recall checked, flight controls checked, ground equipment clear. And that's the before taxi check is completed. Now let me let's get my push to talk button. Push to talk. Xiamen traffic, China Eastern 71 Bravo, taxiing runway 05 in Xiamen. Lights on. Guess he didn't push back far enough for us to get through. Yeah, Ghost, we're going to wait anyways, I think, because I can't get past that traffic there. Oh, still fine on 60 FPS. So
should be able to get through.
Yeah, give me a shout if the wing gets too close. All right. Interesting that it does get a bit of stutter still, which is kind of weird. I'm just not gonna lie, that's strange. And that's the cabin ready. But I mean, we have a lot of buildings here. It's a very tightly dense scenery. Good, then let's read the before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist complete. Checklist complete.
Xiamen traffic gain, express 557, taxiing runway 05, Xiamen.
No, we can't do toga here. I mean, it's still gonna get great sounds. I mean, pretty sure of that.
Xiamen traffic, Dynasty 755, we are 10 miles out for runway 05, Xiamen traffic.
Oh, 10 miles, okay. Right, cabin crew, prepare for departure. Let's get TCAS on. I have radar. Let's see. That is on. Traffic on. Yeah, 10 miles. Yes, I can see in there 12 miles. That's fine. Cool. Xiamen traffic, China Eastern, 71 Bravo, lining up, departing 05. Strobes on. Lights on. Timer is automatic here. See you, Ghost. Now, I just want to try something, guys. I'm not sure why. I mean, it's 10 miles, still not a problem. Real quickly, let me just do the following real quickly. Let me activate DLSS. See if that is better regarding the lags. Good, alright, then let's do that. Alrighty, takeoff. Nice. Yeah, 80 knots was checked.
Xiamen traffic, Dynasty 755, we are landing runway 05.
Rotate. Long aircraft, careful, let me lift off. Pause right, gear up. Yeah, I love how the gear door slams closed. Very nice. Oh, great. Nice. All right, let's go flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Xiamen traffic gain, express 557, holding short 05 for incoming traffic, Xiamen.
Great scenery, love it. So we got speed restriction, max 200 knots for the first turn. Look at that. Yeah, he did a fantastic job. I agree. Absolutely incredible. Autopilot. Exotic, yeah, well, I've got issue today with the microphone connection somehow. Yeah, apologies. I tried to fix it, but I think the only thing I could do is restart the whole PC or something. I could go selected speed here. 225. I'll try to get it fixed for the next stream, Exotic. Flaps up.
Xiamen traffic, can you specify 557 lining up,
Flaps
05,
up.
Xiamen.
Radfahren is normally via the FMC. I guess I didn't check it, but I set 1,000 feet here as standard, so it should have done that. There we go, VNAV alt, and it's supposed to level off 8,900 feet, which is about 2,700 meters.
Dynasty 755, we were headed on a 05.
Xiamen traffic, can you specify 557 departing runway 05, departure to the west, Xiamen.
Good. Let me check the next level. So I'm going to climb. Oops, we're going to climb above transition. So for that, let's go now to, what do we say? 341? Yeah, let's go 341. So that 340 initially, and then just 100 feet more. Thrust ref VNAV speed 34.1. Hey, Captain Chaos. Yeah, how realistic do you find the sounds? Well, once I'm retired, I'll show you some more recordings from the flight deck of the 787, and then you get an idea of how much you would actually hear the engines here in the flight deck. So, it's one of those old discussions. You know, between realism and what flight simmers want, right? Let's close that window. And so I would say the sounds that you're hearing now are too loud, in the sense that the engines probably, you know, especially in the cockpit, are not so loud. But then again, I mean, it's what flight simmers want, right? And I said, well, you know, it would be great if we would have the choice between realistic sounds or, you know, flight sim sounds, right? So, but that would just add another level of complexity, so that's why we don't have that. Are the sounds, the sim sounds, okay, or are they getting too loud? I can dial them down a bit. Well, it's all clear, so let's go sequence order. Yeah, so once again, so I can't show you now because it's on the takeoff page, but you do have the option here in the setup. Somewhere in here, you can set there we go, look, FMS page 3, right? So default acceleration altitude 1,000 feet above the ground. And the default engine out is 1,500 feet above the ground, and default thrust reduction is 1,000 feet. Yeah, Captain Chaos, he did, but have a look here. I mean, I guess that's. I mean, if you're wearing Bose 20 or Bose 30 headsets, that is how quiet it is. I mean, that's realistic. But I mean, that is Nige, yeah. So this time next week, I'm already retired. So Cape Town is very close. That flight. Nige, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Ghost, well done. Yeah, I'm not that far ahead, Ghost, so all good. And somebody was asking about the flight time. The flight time isn't that long, actually. The flight time... expect a landing in about 50 minutes. Less than that, 45 minutes. Blimey, that's a short flight. Yes, I have. So my wife and 2 daughters hopefully will be along. I'm saying hopefully because, you know, they have to go from Bremen to Frankfurt as well. Hey, forward, good. And so hopefully the flight is on time and not overbooked or anything. Keep your fingers crossed, it'll work. As always, there's a lot of variables that, you know, that can go wrong with these, you know, these plans. Yes, I am. I am retiring after 30 years of being an airline pilot. I mean, I started my career even longer in the past. So I started my training, my airline pilot training in 1990. 35 years ago, I started my training. And I finished training in 1992, but because of the first Gulf War, they stopped hiring, so I was out of work until 1995. So 1995 is when I got my contract and I started flying. You were 2 when I started. Yeah, wait. Like I said, you know, it's been a long time. Long time ago. Yeah. Yes, I won. So, like I said, next week, next Wednesday, I can already confirm is the kind of the meet and greet. How would you call it? Like what did I call it on Discord? Hang on, I called it. Well, Aviamar, right now, honestly, I think it's a good mixture. You don't hear the engines that loud anymore because of the slipstream, the air, that sound. And Atlas says you weren't even alive back then. Yeah, that's so. I did make an announcement. So it's the just chatting live stream, including face reveal. So, and again, guys, this is members and subscribers only, because I am going to talk about a lot of private stuff on that stream. I'll show you a lot of private pictures, and so it's only really for those that that are really interested in my past and have shown the tremendous support over the last years. So, but afterwards, so then my next live stream here for flight simming will be beginning of November, and from that point onward, yes, I'll have a face cam as a standard kind of streaming setup. Yes, exactly. So I planned about 2 hours German live stream, and then followed 2 hours English live stream. I'm not sure if that command works on my channel, to be honest. Is it not just exclamation mark follow or something? No. Ghost, I've got 2 cameras, right? I mean, I've got 3 cameras I could set up theoretically, but I'll stick with 2. I don't know, plaster the whole streaming window with different cameras. But so whenever I'm doing the takeoff or landing, I may. Well, we'll see. We could place face cam like over here. So I think this part is literally something which never really is in the way, and then we'll have the yoke cam maybe below that. So like yoke cam here. So really, just like this here right now, and just the face cam on top of that. I'm not sure about the right corner because people want to see the engine instruments. So I'm not sure if that's. Yeah, I think so too. We shouldn't hide any of the instruments really. So this side, you see that this side is free, isn't it? Chain rector, all good. You could do on your monitor whatever you like. Which it's just, I find whenever I'm watching a stream, I do prefer the streams where I can see the streamer. Chain wreck, that's a good one. Yeah, so like I said, I'd rather watch someone who has a face cam as well. Yeah, Astur, me too. So again, I try to not interfere with any of the instruments, neither with the runway itself, right? But if it's on this left side here, what I could also do, for example, there's options where for landing, so whenever I've got the yoke cam on, I can make the face cam a bit smaller, and then when we are in cruise flight or something, kind of normal setup like this, I can make the face cam a little bit bigger. Chain reactor. Yeah, just to know you chain reactor, I'll have it different. I'll, you know, from kind of timer and swap it around all the time. I'll haunt you. Oh yeah, it's like Michael Schumacher, right? Who was a stick. Yeah, we'll see, Astor. I'm open for feedback, right? If people tell me that for landing and takeoff, you know, they just need the yoke cam or something. But I know that some people also like to see my concentrated face or my facial expressions when I slam a landing or something. Or when somebody scares me again with a scream or something. Yeah. Right, there we go, 10,400 meters. And we'll be in this level until we cross over to the airspace in Hong Kong, I think. Oh, hang on, something in here anyways. Hold on. Let me check. When do we leave the airspace? Yeah, Hong Kong airspace is from .me, so between Bebem and .me. So here, in about 40 miles. And it's a short... I didn't realize it's such a short flight. My shouty face is scary, you think so? Oh, you've seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Alright, let's have a quick look at the weather. Oh, hang on, let me just check the weather here then. There we go. So we got Hong Kong, 28 degrees, 1013. So let me just dial that in. 1013 is pre-selected. And yeah, 090 at 2. So let me use those values for landing. So let's go landing en route. 13. Landing weight. I'm going to burn 3 tons. Let's do 216. Let's check. So we're landing with 7.4, and currently we have 9 points. So 2 tons, 2.5. So 2.5 less than that. Yeah, I'm just going to enter 216 tons there. We'll do a config, yeah, flap 30 landing there, air conditioning on, anti-ice off. The landing distance available, let's check that here. So it says we have 3,300 meters, roundabout. From what I can see here. That's feet, that looks alright. So that was 0, 9 at 0 at 2. 28 degrees. And we have 10. What's missing? Non-auto brakes, reverser, no credit. Oh. There you go. Yep, so we need about 6,600 feet. We've got 9,000 available, so enough margin. And that's what I'm going with. Flaps 30, auto brake 3. And once again, we're going to be arriving on the Magog 13 arrival. So it's going to be Magog and then Alpha and then Mike Alpha Golf 50, Mike Alpha Golf 30. Let me see what altitude we want to be at here. So there's a Charlie Hotel DME, so that's 60 miles. And I think it would be good to be here in... Let's see. Yeah, we need to be here below 140 at 30 miles prior to... Well, it's Mike Alpha Golf 30. Let's see, do we have an RF or something?
Welcome aboard the Captain Blackbox YouTube channel.
Hey, Welsh
subscriber
pilots.
experience. Could new subscribers
Thank you so
please
much for your
make their
support,
way
Welsh
to the
pilot.
first-class
Welcome.
cabin, where
And guys,
complimentary
those that
drinks, snacks, and
have
premium
just become a
flight
member or a
entertainment will be
subscriber on Twitch or
Thank
a member
you.
on YouTube, and you want to join the live stream next week Wednesday, make sure that you connect your... Well, actually, no, that's not required. We're going to be streaming over YouTube and Twitch anyway, so it'll be a multi-stream, Twitch and YouTube. As long as you're a member or subscriber there, you will be able to join the stream. Yeah, I keep thinking it's Discord. If you want to join the Discord as well, then you need to connect your YouTube or Twitch channel with my Discord. And there's an online explanation on how to do that. Right. So this is 6 miles. So we can say about 2,000 feet to lose. And so 8,000 initial. Then we descend 6,000 for the turn. And then we get down to 4,500. So that's all programmed in here. And then the final descent is 3.1 degrees out of 4,500. And then minimums, let's see. Decision height, decision height, decision height. Never found the minimums really, but let me just do 200 feet or something. Or let's do 300. I mean, we've got obstacle clearance. So we got for the IGS 660. I mean, we could take that as the minimum. So 660 is what we'll take. That's the minimum. Right, and then we've got the checkerboard. Right, so that's where we visually aim for, and then we've got lead-in lights for the runway. Josh, what do you mean the sound pack? I like the sound pack. I never said otherwise. It's just that on the first stream that I did, there was a setting. I had spatial sound active in Windows, which I never consciously set to active, but that actually distorted some of the sounds. No. No. I don't use any of that. No. Yeah, so Eucalyptus, that's just the way it is here for me in Microsoft. So really, Microsoft Flight Sim is my kind of streaming flight sim to enjoy scenery, to enjoy aircraft add-ons, knowing that the whole architecture around aerodynamics obviously is not as good and not as realistic as it is in X-Plane, but that's just the way it is. I mean, you know. The thing is with these add-ons is that they often change the behavior of these aircraft in a well, undesired way, in my opinion. So you never know what you're going to get. So let me give you an example with RealTurb. RealTurb per se is a nice add-on, which I do like. Right, let's go down to feet now. So we're going to go down to, what's it, 140. So 14,000 feet set. I'm going to get rid of the meters indication here. The thing is, though, it's always the same kind of feature where in about, 400 feet above the ground you get an updraft. Or maybe a downdraft, and then followed by an updraft. Or the opposite, right? It's always the same kind of sequence. So it's like, again, programmed. It's not realistic. It's programmed in some way. And that's why I don't bother with it. Cool. Rightio. So for the descent, as I said, we're going to go with the IGS approach 13. 660 feet is going to be the minimums. Then visual checkerboard, visual to the runway. In case of missed approach, we're going to continue on the radial 315, course 135 to Tango Hotel VOR. And we're going to climb up to, 4,500, it says there. Alright. Vacate to the left, and then we'll taxi in. So Alpha 11, probably high speed, and then taxi in to the main apron. Maybe the passenger terminal there. Sectors are... There we go. So sector 3000 around Tango Delta VOR, which is there. So 3000, 4300, 3000. It's not too high. Bit of terrain around there, but not too bad. Okay, so let me dial in the 660 really quickly. $660 minimums. And we'll do the descent items, flaps 30, auto brake 3. Here comes the recall. Notes should be clear. Yep, notes are clear. So after the checklist was completed, and then let's read the descent checklist. Recall check, notes check, auto brake 3, landing data VREF 139, minimum power 660, approach braking completed, descent checklist complete. No, I'm going to be flying vertical speed, sorry, flight path angle. So you can set flight path angle later, and I'll set it 3.1 down. So localizer mode for the lateral tracking, and vertically I'll be flying via flight path angle. And then you also have you should have your crossing altitudes there. I mean, at least you have outer marker. Right. And what you could do is you could set yourself some range rings just for kind of allowing you to give you kind of a visual representation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 135 as well for the bearing, but distance, let me put, I tell you what, let me put 4 miles. Alright, so that way I've got, I know where I have to be about 1,000 feet. You can, if you want, you can do 50 feet on top of that. I'm not going to do that. Stick with the OCL. It's the reason why certain airlines don't use range rings in the nav display. I don't know. I don't know if how much that would be Well, I mean, Aviamar, these are things like... So, for us, you see, the thing is this. So, I mean, I'm just using my own aircraft or airline procedures, right? So, whenever I look at a chart, right, and it tells me, right, we have a minimum. Let me just see, search, approach. Let's do this here, for example. Of course, now it's not going to load it. Hang on. Try that again. There we go. So then I've got my minimums, right? 430. That's my company minimum. My company already adds the required additionals, right? So I, as a pilot, don't have to worry about that. And so I'm going to do the same with this here, right? If you want, again, like I said, you know, if you want to be, you know, kind of that exact Aviamar, you know, by all means, add 50 feet. Don't worry about it, right? For me, I'm just not going to go that path. Hey, Landy, how you doing? That's good to hear. Yeah, and we've got a lovely livery as well. Look at that. Yeah, Aviamar, to be honest, I honestly don't know how other airline pilots do it, or what the other airline procedures are. So it could very well be that for other airlines, they see the minimums, and then depending on the approach type, you know, they may add 50 feet or 30 feet, whatever, right? Again, I can't talk for other airlines. I can only talk for my procedures. Yeah. Lee's on holiday. So Tremonia, Lee, go to my Discord on the Real World Pictures section. He posted some really nice pictures from his flight to Keflavik. And I think now he's going to go to Mallorca. Lee's the best, yeah. When you have a step climb in your flight plan, do you put the first or second altitude as a cruise level? Okay, so you mean like, so let's say you have your flight plan, right? So you mean SimBrief gives you, let's say, level 310 and then 350 or something, right? Now, you should, so assuming that SimBrief has the correct performance profile, you would put in the first altitude, because otherwise, if you put in the higher altitude, the FMS may say unable cruise level, right? So that's why obviously you would go with the first one. Now, for me, how I do it, I enter a level. If the FMS doesn't complain, I'll leave it in initially, and then once I reach or I climb up, I'll have a look at the cruise level and see what the optimal level is, and then adjust the cruise level accordingly, right? So Yep. So Captain Noodle, I have no problems. So not officially, okay. So you've got to be ready for, I don't know, some problems. But I did some testing. I did some test flights, and I didn't really find anything broken. Can you have fixed info? Yeah, you can. Yeah. So you can go fixed info. Normally it should work. So if you go /6, You see? It'll put something in there, but I don't think it shows it unless you enter it. But yeah, you can put it in a 6-mile range ring, whatever, right? That works as well. Yeah, TW simulations, that's what I was saying, that, you know, SimBrief, you're going to be careful because very often it doesn't have the correct performance values. That's why I'm always a bit skeptical. Just get my speed down a bit. Alright, we've got 140 below. We'll get the seatbelts on here. I'll put the lights on so don't forget. There's the coastline. No Ghost, unfortunately. The moment I got onto the 747, they had just stopped flying to Kai Tak. I was really sad about that. Speed brakes in. So the first value is the range ring. So if you don't enter a certain bearing, it's the bearing from the fix where your magenta line is intersecting the range ring. That's 75. Okay. Oh yeah, Tremonia, yeah. I mean, it was Captain's Landing only, but I would have, just for the ride along, and I would have just, you know, in 200 feet, I would have glanced to the right to see the houses. Literally, you know, you get the feeling you can touch the houses below you. Right, slowing out 250. Yeah, give the residents a high five, exactly. IRL, no. I mean, on the sim, lots of time. We did lots of flights here in the sim to power. Right, let me go down now to 6,000. So thrust VNAV speed 6,000. Yeah, we did a group flight there. I remember that. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. There we got downtown Hong Kong. So as always, very challenging, very interesting approach. And the worst thing really is the last turn. You know, where you try not to overshoot. Alright. The good thing is we do have automatically, we have a an extended center line there. And then, you know, you have your prediction, the turn prediction lines there. So here in the 777, 787 or 747, and I think Bruno told me that Airbus is implementing that prediction line as well now into the aircraft. Fishy Kowloon Bay smells already. Yeah, Hong Kong was a great stop for me as well in the 747. I remember that we drove to Little Island. I think it was this way somewhere, where they had a really lovely restaurant. Kind of a cool kind of evening trip. Yeah, and finally something goes that Airbus is copying over from Boeing. And Ghost, please, Ghost, you know, if I forget to activate your membership next week or you know, Wednesday, give me a shout, please, over Discord. Just to make sure that you're going to get access, all right? Kimi, I think so. Yes, I think I just saw a YouTube video the other, like a year ago, and they actually went there. I think it's still there, but correct me if I'm wrong. But that should be like you know, like national treasure, right? We've got slowing down here. Let's make sure we get good energy management. We've got 8,000 there. And then 210 at Golf. Now, one thing I should have done is I should have set some VORs. So we should have put Charlie Hotel in here. But Tango, for the missed approach, Tango Hotel. Let's see if that works. Yeah, 55. And then we should also have 268 for the ADF. Try that. There we go. That's the turn. Right, get the speed brakes out. Let's expedite. That's a nice little rumble. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And there's the airport. Here's the airport. Right, flaps 1. Flaps 1. Now it's only going to put the slats out at the moment, so no flaps just yet.
Fantasy 655, we're holding short on 07 right, Hong Kong traffic.
Alright, so we got 1013. Let's do the approach checklist. Approach checklist altimeter, QNH 1013. Approach checklist complete. Well, I don't fly the triple, but I've never seen the flaps come out with flaps 1 on triple. Let's get some speed brakes out. It's got to be at 8,000 at the next point there. I don't have a scenery yet, I think, for the new airport. Or is that handcrafted here in Microsoft? Yeah, thanks, 777 driver confirms it's only the slats that come out. Oh, okay, no handcrafted.
Hong Kong traffic, Dynasty 655, landing up runway 07 right and away. Hong Kong traffic.
Okay, so they're doing the Hong Kong stuff there. I mean, we're going to be 6,000. Oops, we shouldn't be having issue there. Right, speed brakes back in. And cabin is ready. Fantastic. Let me try to get that to below. Let's see traffic there. 6,000. Now we're at VNAV path, so I'm going to put 4,500 there. Better. Boris, hey Boris, nice to see you. Yes, I think if you listen to the sounds as well, I think much better. It's just my microphone today is acting up. So my microphone is doing some crackling sounds for some reason. It's weird. Windows is just a nightmare sometimes. Yeah, we had some goosebumps again starting up the engines. Absolutely brilliant. So once again, big congratulations on these sounds. Really nice. Yes. Yes. Boris, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, my pleasure. All right, so 6,000 at Second. Yeah, guys, what I'm going to do after this stream, we've gotten the flight coming up, the A340 from Rome to Zurich, and I'm going to restart the PC and then see if we can get this this issue fixed with the crackling microphone. Alright, flaps 5. And down.
Hong Kong traffic down at 655, departing runway 07 right, Hong Kong traffic.
So we have Kilo Lima identified, 088. Hong Kong traffic, China Eastern 71 Bravo, flying inbound to Kai Tak Airport, crossing the Hong Kong airfield in about 4,500 above. Interesting that we do have a glide slope indication. Not completely unusual, but so now inbound to Sierra Lima Beacon. To flaps 15. Localizer is indicating, so I can already have localizer armed. And there's the new airport right below. I've been to this one IRL many times. Okay, Ghost. Yeah, you too. We'll watch your landing after I've landed or gone around. You never know. Maybe I have to go around. Who knows? All right.
655 reporting 2,000 feet. Climbing to follow 410.
So now I'm gonna go to flight path angle. Number 70 knots, and I'm going to dial down the minimums. 660 feet minimum set. Lock. Now let me go flight path angle. Let me fix that. Oh, it's traffic. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Departing traffic. So interesting that we are getting into conflict with the departing traffic out of Hong Kong International. So the outer marker, we should be at about 1920 as a cross-check. So we use that a little bit as a reference. It could be, yeah. So the IGS could be that. I mean, it's called IGS obviously because it's so far offset to the runway course. They can't call it like an ILS, right? So the thing is, though, it depends on your company procedures then on if you were allowed to couple the glide slope as well to the autopilot or not. Another example would be, for example, the approach in Innsbruck, where I've heard EasyJet is allowed to use the glide slope indication and couple that to the autopilot with the approach mode and glide slope, while other airlines, my airline doesn't allow it. So my airline only allows localize and then
Hong Kong traffic
either flight path angle or speed.
Your 8,000 feet inbound for Kai Tak, Hong Kong.
Kai Tak traffic, China Eastern, 7 on Bravo, 10 miles from the field, runway 13 in Kai Tak. Yeah, it was checked 2,500. Beautiful. Here comes the gear. flaps 20. So 1920 as a cross check there. Let's arm the speed brakes. And flaps 30 plus 5, 144. Wait for the yeah, so 1920 is slightly high according to the profile here. Maybe the QNH is not quite correct, but I'm just going to continue for now. Although the path shows that we are a bit high accordingly, we'll adjust a little bit. And let's read the landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Landing checklist is complete. Let's go manual thrust. Manual flight. Then we'll put the flight rings off here. Bird on. So we can't pick up the Parpies just yet. I'm just looking for the checkerboard. There's just too many buildings. But here it is. That's a checkerboard. Yeah.
$1,000.
It's checked. Now I'm going to disregard the glide slope here. It's not going to show correct anyways. I'm not showing the leading lights. I can see the tower. Oh, there we go. Very, very faintly, right? A bit high, as expected.
Approaching minimums.
Let's correct that, but not
Glide slope.
disregard.
Minimum.
Hongkong.
Glide slope.
Traffic King Express 556
Glide slope.
crossing the field at 5,000.
Glide slope.
Inbound for runway 13 at Kai Tak, Hong Kong.
There we go. 1 red,
300.
3 white. Around those
200.
buildings, they're crazy. Let's continue nicely down. Oh, careful, cigarette.
100.
A little slow.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brakes up. Reverse them all.
Now that's how pros do it.
Next one, we'll take the high speed. Right. Put the manual brakes. Brakes are off. I'll go with the high speed. Yeah, nice save in the overshoot. Like I said, I was getting a little bit worried about those high buildings on the left that we had to go around on, so, but we managed. Kai Tak traffic, China Eastern 71 Bravo 13 is vacated. Ten out of 10 on the low box. Right, let's do the after landing items. No, Boris, I here in 2024, even if I try to record, I often get a crashed desktop afterwards. So I don't really. I know in X-Plane it's automatically included, but here I don't bother, unfortunately. Hey Peter. No, only the new airport Peter. I said, so once I was actually fully trained on the 747, they didn't fly to Kai Tak anymore, unfortunately, which was a shame. All right, let's get the terrain mode off, weather radar mode off. There you go, and TCAS off as well. Looking good. Hey, greetings to Shanghai 777 Drive. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the inputs, as always, much appreciated. Happy landings. Take care. This aircraft, I mean, whenever I see a 777-300ER in Frankfurt, I'm like, wow, that's just such a long aircraft. I mean, it's very sleek, it's very beautiful. Nice proportions, but I mean, it's a long aircraft, isn't it? Hey, Nico. Well, this time next week, I'm already retired.
Kai Tak traffic.
That's how close the series it's getting.
Mile final runway 13, Kai Tak.
Nice. I'm gonna park here. I'm gonna watch the park somewhere. I'm gonna watch the landing of the other friends here flying along. Thank you much, Boris, once again. Take care. Thanks for saying hello. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this approach really didn't give you much room for error, right? So have I done this approach in X-plane? I don't know, to be honest. Probably yes, but I don't remember having any scenery for this in X-plane. Is there a, like freeware scenery, or Josh? Is there right? Just to stop here for a second. So watching the aircraft land. It's like a prime viewpoint here. That's a parking brake. Okay, Nico, nice. Yeah, have a good flight as well. Enjoy that. Oh, there he is. I can see him now. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's we know the difference between X-Plane and Microsoft, right? Well, you know, I'm trying to see it from a general point of view where people enjoy flight simming, and obviously then people, you know, are happy with what they got in Microsoft regarding the aerodynamics and the flight feel, and probably they are happy that it's not too complicated. There we go, look at that, looking good. Nice. Tuxu, thank you so much. Yes, of course, Tuxu, I'll continue to stream. It's going to take a while though, because like I said, it's nice. That's a lovely 787 here. Beautiful. Well done, sir. Hey, planes well. Yes, I mean if you've flown an X-plane,
Thank you.
then you will feel a difference. Now, I'm not saying X-Plane 12 is you know, perfect, but the aircraft in general feel more realistic. It just feels more alive. But it does have its limitations, especially with the crosswinds. Anything above 25 knot crosswind, then things get a bit exaggerated in the X-Plane.
Contact traffic, Kane Smith 557, down and clear, runway 13, contact.
So, Ghost, where are you? I want to see your landing. No pressure. Devotee says, been Microsoft Flight Sim for years. First flight X-Plane 12 2 weeks ago. I was okay. I understand now. It's a total different experience. Yeah, it is. It really is. No, Voyager. This is the standard Microsoft scenery, Asobo scenery, handcrafted. And someone was saying that there is a kind of on flightsim.to, there's a fix file to make this more accurate, the scenery. Oh, there he is. There's Ghost staying up. Let's stop here quickly. Come on, Ghost, you've got this. No pressure. Looking good. So you can see now how quickly you can overshoot. I did the same thing. I overshot always, but I mean this is like, you know, the left-hand side of the runway, so it's not too bad. But if you overshoot further than that, that's it. Then it's gonna probably lead on the go around. But that looks good. Nice. Wow. GG's. Good one. Oh. Backwards. Did you press the pause? That looked like a very nice approach. I agree. Yeah, I wanna. I thought initially about doing another flight today in 777, but the flight flag to 777 because that had a huge update where it's now the beta version has wind, or you can enter winds now in the legs page. Weather radar obviously was a change, and there's one more thing that they changed. I forgot. Ali, nah, come on. A strong reverse. He went backwards. Oh, you guys. Alrighty, let's check the lights off here. Strobes off as well, and then we're gonna go park at number 3. I'm gonna go ahead and replay my stream as well on the iPad real quickly, see what the audio popping sounded like. Did you use rudder? A little bit, yeah. I had a feeling there was a bit of wind from the right, so to align the nose, I did use a bit of. Oh, you got the snuffers at 5 feet? No. Got the bug again. I can't set the parking brake. Cool. There we go. APU is running, so we can just shut down items. Yeah, Peter, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, a lot of people have been reporting today that my microphone is having some background noises. The popping now is almost gone. Okay, that's weird. How strange, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to restart the PC completely, see if that helps. Oh, here's one. Alright. Anyways, let's switch off the hydraulics. Actually, that can remain on, right? Let me switch off the fuel pumps. Seat belts off. Beacon off. Transponder off. And let's read the the shutdown checklist. Shutdown. Parking brake is set. Shutdown checklist complete. Nice. Right, thank you so much for watching. Again, give me about 15-20 minutes. I'll be back again with the A340 IndyBells, and unfortunately no update yet, even though they have apparently forwarded the update to Microsoft, but Microsoft has not updated the marketplace yet. And that's the problem with the marketplace updating. It's just delayed, right? Kind of a bit annoying, really, but and that is just the way it is, I'm afraid. We have to accept that. I park number 3, Ghost. I'm on 3. Right, big shout out again to Melindley, gifting 24 subs. Bring his total gifted subs to 400 on the channel. Hey Bob. Big shout out, Mark. Thank you so much. And but Mark, I'm afraid you still can't have my EFB. Sorry. It's just not possible. But honestly, Mark, you don't really want my old EFB. It's become so old and slow. Nah, you don't want that. Yeah, you can keep trying, but oh, you guys. Whoa, that's geez, how fast are we taxing there? Oh my god, the poor tires. Yeah, I've got some epaulettes. I do have some epaulettes for the captains. The thing is though, I mean, I think I could give away epaulettes, but otherwise I can't give away
Please make their way to the first
anything
class
else
cabin, where complimentary
from
drinks,
uniform.
snacks and premium flight entertainment
That is
will be
completely
served.
forbidden.
Thank you.
Thank you to Toddle Air. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, to Die Air. no, to Die Air. Thank you so much for the membership on YouTube. Welcome to the community. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not allowed to give away anything uniform-wise. So, just send it to you. Ooh, look at that. That's a tight fit here. Lining. Ay. Nice. Alright guys, as I said, give me about 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Thank you guys for flying along. It was a pleasure to have you flying along. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Take care.